For most of my life, I didn't have a purpose, so I had one purpose assigned to me, which is school, which was university. And here's the drawback of having a purpose assigned to you. You have to play by their rules, you have to be in their system. Every time I had exams, I would have this crippling anxiety before the exam. I couldn't sleep, I would be so scared. And that would make me ultimately perform worse because now I'm playing with their rules and their system. My first semester in university, I did not have any purpose at all whatsoever. So my purpose became my university work, which had no meaning. I just didn't find it meaningful. And I would just have so much nerves before an exam. I would just be anxious in my head. It would just be a nightmare. And here I am now. I found my purpose and now I don't even care. If I have an exam, I either studied or I didn't. I'm either well prepared or I'm not. I prepare ahead of time and then I just write the exam. That's it. And what do you know? I even perform better because I have a clearer mind. So you need to find the purpose and you need to dedicate your life to this purpose. It needs to be the thing you think about when you wake up, when you go to sleep. For me personally, this is YouTube, making YouTube videos. This is my purpose in life. I think about it all the time. I'm not just uploading videos. I'm thinking about how I can get better in the process, how I can make better videos, how I can speak better to the camera, how I can ultimately control my states and feel the way I want when I'm talking to a camera in front of the camera. So your purpose has to have some meaningful responsibility. You can make your work your purpose. But if you're just showing up to work every single day and you have no direction and you don't even have this desire to improve and become the best at your work, then it's not your purpose. But if you actually like your work and every single day you're thinking to yourself, how can you improve your work? How can you make better work, be more efficient, help more people? Then it becomes your purpose. And a man's most important asset is his purpose in life. The purpose, the mission comes before anything. It's the most important thing in a man's life. It's what gives meaning and fulfillment and depth to one's life. And that's why it's so important. You need to find your purpose before society gives you some purpose that you don't even care about. But you can still do something. For example, I'm still studying even though it's not my purpose. And you still put in the work. I still study the same. I still prepare myself enough, but you just detach from the outcome. There's no feelings of anxiety, uncertainty. It's just what it is. You stop caring about the exams and the process and everything you have to do. You just study enough and you just perform. That's even better if you ask me. Your purpose could be anything. It could be YouTube. It could be a business if you're into drop shipping, if you're into sales, talking. It could be even sports. If you're into sports as well, this could be your purpose. Basically, any activity can actually become your purpose. You just need to focus on it and focus on improving and think about it when you're not doing it and have your whole life directed towards that goal. If you play football once a week for fun and you don't even care about it, it's not your purpose. If you play football every single day and you're thinking about how you can improve, you're watching videos on YouTube about football, thinking about it, thinking how you can shoot better, perform better and everything, then that is your purpose. If you're into martial arts and you just train once a week and then it's not your purpose. But if you train jiu-jitsu multiple times a week, you want to get better so bad, you're just thinking about it, you play all of these situations in your head, these scenarios, you basically train in your head, you visualize it, the process, and you watch videos, you do your homework, you do your research, then it ultimately becomes your purpose. So basically anything can be your purpose, but you need to find one thing that you really want to improve in. It could be something you're already doing, it could be something new that you introduce into your life. Purpose is the overarching thing of every man's life, and it's an essential. Without a purpose, even if you have time because you stop scrolling, you stop doing all these bad habits, you stop smoking, you're still gonna need something to replace this time and energy that's freed up from these bad habits with something good like a purpose. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. What now? You stop scrolling for 6 hours, congratulations, and what now? What are you gonna do with that free time that you freed up for yourself? And that is the ultimate question. If you don't find a purpose yourself and choose your own purpose, you're gonna have a purpose assigned to you, and it may not be something you like. So find something. This could be something you're already doing or something new, something that gives you meaning, it gives your life purpose, gives you direction and fulfillment in your life. This could be something you're already doing, it could be something new. Make sure it's meaningful responsibility, something that has just enough room for growth, intensity and challenge, something that you like seeing yourself doing. The self-image of being the person who does that, playing football, being the guy who plays football, being the guy who makes YouTube videos, being the guy who trains jiu-jitsu. If you like that self-image and you like seeing yourself doing that thing, then chances are it's going to be a good purpose for you, a good fit. Because without purpose, life is boring, it's a burden, it hurts, it's genuinely painful. The smallest things disturb you on a day-to-day basis. You're always distracted, you're always annoyed, and life is just not fun. So find your purpose and stick to it and dedicate your life to it. Go all in. And when I say go all in, not 1 minute wasted. I'm done. I make videos like these every single day. So subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget, become the person who could have saved their younger self. You got this, bro.